Time to roll up our sleeves with another edition of the Sports Office. Woody Woodruff here, James Paxson here. We've got a lot of guests ready to come in just a moment, but let me also introduce the rest of our crew here. I got Tommy over here. How you doing, Tommy?
What's up, guys?
Good to see you, Tommy. Tommy will get everybody into our Zoom room, and you can see all the information right down here at the bottom of the screen.
Perfect.
So check it out and come on in. It's not a problem. Who do we got first, Tommy? Let's get it started. I believe it should be Mike Stone, correct?
Yes.
Our special guest tonight, Mike Stone. Stoney, how
The
are
legend. The legend.
What up, boys?
How are you, my friend? How are you? You know what? Thanks for joining us tonight, Stoney, and let's get right into it. Of course, we'll start with the Lions, the huge game tomorrow against the Dallas Cowboys. And I was talking with James Paxson earlier about what is the path forward. I'll throw that out to you, Stoney. What is the path forward for this team on Thursday against Dallas?
They have to somehow get turnovers. They haven't really had very many lately. They have to figure out a way to get to the Dak Prescott, which they haven't done lately. They have to figure out a way to cover really good receivers, which they haven't done lately. They have to figure out a way to open up holes so they can run the ball up the middle, which they haven't done lately. So there's your path. The problem is it don't look good.
No, Stoney, all those things you described have not been done lately, which is why I have on my hard hat here, because it's going to take a serious construction effort to get things going on tomorrow. I mean, James, I think you agree with that, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think the problem tomorrow is you would usually be like, oh, well, the offense will get everything done. The offense hasn't looked very great. And with injuries on the O-line and injuries when it comes to the offensive weapons, I don't know how good the offense is going to be tomorrow. And Stoney, as much as I'm worried about the offense, how are they going to stop Dak Prescott tomorrow?
I know. They have no pass rush.
None.
Part of that's because of Brad Holmes. And they have their secondary is banged up as well. The whole team's banged up. And yeah, it's a do-or-die game. If they don't win, the season's over.
Yeah, I would agree, Stoney, because I have to think that guys like George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb are licking their chops at the Lions' put-together secondary, even though you have guys like, DJ Reed back and Amik Robertson back there. But as I'm looking at the practice report right now, Kirby Joseph out. Brian Branch, we don't know, questionable. So, it's not looking really good right now, but when we have seen games like this before where the Lions are not looking good, all of a sudden they wind up winning. So, it's hard to say what you're going to get, what you're not going to get. But right now, it's definitely pointing, as James would say, towards the negative. Am I correct in that assessment, James?
Yeah, I mean, that's why we started the show this way of what is the path to victory? What can they do to win the game? And Stoney pointed out a couple very good ones. The turnovers, stop Dak Prescott. One thing I said to you before the show, find a way, and I know this is going to sound just impossible, find a way to get Dallas's defensive line out of the game. Here's what I mean by that. Maybe a lot of quick passes where they don't have enough time to get to Goff.
Right.
Use 6-7 O-linemen and try to just get Quinnen Williams to not be a factor. So if you can find a way to get the Cowboys' defensive line very limited, maybe the offense looks good tomorrow.
And the worst thing is if some guy named James Houston has a field day.
Well, that would be terrible, Stoney, because that would add insult to injury for a lot of guys because, James Houston used to be here with the Lions and all that. But,
oh my gosh.
Again, he couldn't stay healthy when he was here. So,
I know.
It's not like I can fault somebody for, saying, hey, you got to go.
No, it would just – I agree because he did nothing against the run, and they like their ends to actually help with the run as well. Actually, the only path forward is, maybe Dak and some of the players get food poisoning at the hotel.
Or
we can make that work.
Or we see a resurgence of the Lions' run game. Okay, because if all of a sudden they can start to run the ball, then they can control a little bit of the clock and maybe keep Dak off the field, and perhaps that's the best path forward, keeping Dak off the field, James.
That would be my hope. I hope Graham's back tomorrow. I think that's going to help. I mean, I know Coyote Awasika is also injured. But besides on the offensive side, Stoney, do you think tomorrow's maybe one of the biggest games for Aiden Hutchinson? Do you need to see something out of him tomorrow to justify anything that he's done this year?
Yes, absolutely. And it also, goes to the lack of help that he has. But
right.
He's got to win one-on-one battles. And as far as what he said about running the ball, the problem is, even if Glasgow comes back, you got Quinnen Williams there. It's going to be really tough to run the ball up the middle. But we'll see. Gibbs has done some crazy stuff before. They're out there really going into this season. They're out their top 3 tight ends with Zylstra being out too.
That's true.
No Zylstra, no Brock Wright, no Laporta. So it's Ross Dwelly and Anthony Fursker.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
As Dan Campbell would say, we like Fursk.
Okay. I don't know, man.
I don't know if that like is enough to generate a victory, but still, I think they're going to have to do something exotic. Where they're going to have to roll Goff out to each side. They're going to have to keep the other side of the Dallas defense from chasing them down, because I don't really think I'm with you guys as far as the Lions offensive line. There are big holes. And I don't see those holes getting filled right away. But, hey, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? Let's hope that the Lions can get it done, because, as you said, James, if they lose this game, then it's done.
Over. It's
then
over.
It's done. Stoney, even if they win out, if they lose tomorrow, it's done.
Pretty much. They're not going to win out and go to LA and win, I don't think. I know the Rams lost to the Panthers last week, but they're not going to win out.
Do you see St. Brown playing tomorrow?
Yeah, because he's questionable, even though he didn't practice today. And I think if there's anybody on this team who's going to give it a go when they're hurt, it's going to be him, because he knows the ramifications of this game.
Yeah, he does. He does know the ramifications, Stoney. But I still question, how much of St. Brown are we going to get? Is any St. Brown better than no St. Brown?
Yes. I think even if he only plays like 10, 15 offensive snaps, just having him out there is better. Because at the moment, it's Jamison Williams, Isaac Tesla, Tom Kennedy, and the tight ends and the running backs. Just having St. Brown out there for the defense to be like, well, maybe he's good to go, and maybe they're going to have to throw it to him on third down, gets an opening for one other guy to step up. I said it last week before the Packers game. Tesla has to step up eventually.
Right.
This is where you use a lot of targets on him.
I would agree. And you know what? I also think this is a game where you may have to dial back some of what they normally do, Stoney, specifically all the fourth downs and all that. This might be a game where you need to take the points when they present themselves. This might be a game where you need to play a more conventional style of football as opposed to, what you're normally doing, only because you're limited with personnel as well, correct?
Yeah, because of the personnel. But the way Dallas explodes offensively, this is the game where 3 points ain't going to get it done. So I'll disagree with that a little bit. But because of the personnel, I will agree. Yeah, the game like the Philly game and some of the other games where it should have been more of a field position game, they didn't do it the right way, in my opinion.
Have you been surprised at how Dallas has been able to turn it around? With Schottenheimer and those guys there. Because earlier in the season, we were looking at this team like, this is garbage. But now these guys look like world beaters.
Yeah, I am. And, growing up where I grew up in Philly, I absolutely despise and hate the Cowboys, have my whole life. But I got to give them credit. And you know what? It goes to Woody, something, this. Jim Leland used to say, it's not who you play, it's when you play them.
Exactly.
Now, if this game is played week 3 or 4, the Lions would win easily. And don't think Dallas doesn't have in the back of their mind the embarrassment the Lions put on them last year, whether they ran up the score or not. I think that's going to be in their mind a little bit too.
Are you sure about that, Stoney? Come on, don't guys just let things go after a game? I don't know anybody carrying a grudge in the NFL.
I assume they know 47-9. I assume they remember 47-9. It's
right. And just like the Lions did from the the Dan Skipper and all that stuff.
Right. Everybody making sure that
I'm eligible.
Everybody's eligible when they come in this time around. So I guess the best part is this game's at home.
I guess.
It's the game's at home. If I'm looking for positives, because as we have just discussed, there are not many.
Well, the game's at home, and it's you and I's least favorite stat. When's the last time they've lost 2 in a row? Because every time they lose, they go, the team hasn't lost 2 in a row since.
Yeah,
so there you go.
2022 or
they've
the
lost
1800s.
2 home games. Don't forget, they lost to Minnesota and they lost to Green Bay at home. So Ford Field hasn't exactly been a great home field advantage this season.
No, not this season, and but that's the whole thing. We have seen so many different stories this season. From what the Lions are doing this season to the Cowboys coming into this game to what the Chicago Bears have done this season. There's so many different storylines and so many head-scratching storylines that it's like, wow. part of me can't believe that the Lions are in this spot that they're in right now, Stoney, because of all the promise that came with this season.
Yeah, but they didn't do much to get better, and we'll do a whole post-mortem of the season when it's over. But unfortunately, some of it due to bad selections, some of it due to bad luck with injuries. As great as Brad Holmes' first few drafts were, the last two have been nothing. They've given us nothing.
Yeah, you know what? What about his legacy, Stoney? Is it being tarnished as we continue to move forward because there's not anything being done tangibly to improve the team?
Yeah, I mean, look, he did a great job. Obviously, getting what they got in the Stafford trade, and the Gibbs, Campbell, Laporta draft, the St. Brown. You go on and on. I mean, he's drafted well up until last year. Terry and Arnold has been hurt. Rakestraw had gotten nothing out of, and then he has this crazy ideas of trading extra picks to move up to get guys like Manu 2 years ago, and even Tesla this year, and Tyleik Williams has been okay, but nothing special. So yeah, the early Brad Holmes is certainly much better than the more recent Brad Holmes.
Yeah, and of course, standing pat at trade deadlines does not help either, because this team could definitely be using some help right now, especially for Aiden Hutchinson. We've talked about it all year long. I mean, the guy needs help on the other side. I mean, we've said it, and we've also said that he has to win one-on-ones, but he's getting double-teamed all the time. So it's the other guys who have to win the one-on-ones, on that line.
Well, when Marcus Davenport's your answer on the other side. I mean,
that's not really an answer. I agree, Stoney. I'm with you on that. I mean, the team has a ton to clean up, and unfortunately, there's still 5 games to go, and they're still trying to play for something, which I think a lot of fans think has already, left the building. So
we'll see what happens tomorrow.
Exactly. But it all hinges on this game. I mean, let's be honest. If they win it, okay, they can exist for a little while longer, but if they blow it, it's done.
Stoney, real quick, before we let you go, I wanted to ask what you thought about Pat Fitzgerald. Not only the hiring, but if you saw the press conference yesterday, what's your main takeaway from Pat Fitzgerald at MSU?
I think it was a solid hire. I mean, it is. He did a great job for the early part of his tenure at a school where there's no way they should have been to 10 bowl games, and he was able to do that. So he kind of fits the D'Antonio mold, a little bit of toughness. So there's a good culture fit. But he hasn't coached in 3 years. NIL is different. I think it was solid. And then it's not a home run right now that people think. And, you have to figure out how much money is going to go towards, securing players in the portal. Let's see what his coaching staff looks like. But they could have done a hell of a lot worse, I'll tell you that.
I agree, Stoney. I think the key things to watch are the staff that he brings in and who he can attract through the portal. I mean, being out of football for the last 3 years, I don't know if he has any solid connections right now with guys who are currently in it. I mean, where's he going to start to look for guys? How is he going to start to, perform that little bit of magnetism that's needed in order to get guys to East Lansing?
Hey, Woody, I got a question for you. Would you trade right now Mario Cristobal for Pat Fitzgerald?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
I would do that right now in a heartbeat, because I want Mario Cristobal shot out of a cannon towards the moon for his mismanagement of my Miami Hurricanes.
Do you know when you bring up Miami, it ruins my night? When everybody comes in and as a guest on the sports office, they bring up the Miami Hurricanes and it ruins my night because I sit right next to him and I'm his producer.
That's a whole.
Nobody cares that they bring up Miami and it ruins James's night.
I actually think they should be in because the ACC should do something.
Still doesn't care.
Look, I would love for them to be in, but again, I don't think they deserve to be in because of the losses. Granted, there are only 2 losses for the Canes, but one of them is to SMU, Stoney, and there's no way that the Canes should be losing to SMU. No way at all. And I'm sorry.
Yeah.
A little ahead of myself.
My fault.
A little excited.
Sorry, James.
A little excited.
Yeah, thanks, Stoney. Okay, it's perfect time to end. Just make Woody mad, and then he goes off in the distance.
I'm not even going to
Thank you, Stoney. Really appreciate it.
I'm not even going to get into the Notre Dame thing and all that and where they're supposed to be and any of that stuff, okay, because let's be honest, look, they shouldn't be in this position right now. So you know what? Keep me out of the playoffs this year. I don't care. Keep me out of it. But right now, yeah, I'm getting a little upset. Stoney, thank you for coming in. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, Stoney.
No problem. I'm looking at some of the people here. They're chomping at the bit to go at.
Oh, good. Because you know what? I got to get over to Tommy here. Tommy, how many people we got over here? We got some guys
3 in the waiting room.
Okay,
We're going to see him next segment.
I gotta take a quick break. So tell the people I'll be right back, and we'll be right back with more Sports Office right after this.
Bye.
Welcome back to the Sports Office. It's the night before the Lions-Cowboys game, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring. No, that's a lie, because there's plenty of people in the Zoom room. Tommy, can we go to Yolanda?
We can.
Let's go to her right now. Hi, Yolanda.
Hi, Yolanda.
Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you now. How are you?
I'm pretty good.
Okay. Let me ask you a direct question right now. Give me a score for the Lions. What do you think tomorrow night?
Real good.
Real good? Is that a score?
I have aphasia, so I can't do it like you saying. I think I'll win.
Okay, you think a win.
I'll take the win. I don't care what the score is. I'll take any win.
Who's your favorite Lions player?
I really don't have I don't really have one. I
Okay.
like all of them.
All right, let's hope they all come through for you. Thank you very much, Yolanda. I'm going to keep going through the Zoom room.
Thanks,
Tommy,
Yolanda.
who's next?
Nick's ready to give his pick.
All right, bring up Nicholas.
Nick.
Hi, Nick. How are you?
How y'all doing?
I'm doing great. You're looking good, my man. I see you there. Talk to me about the Lions first before we get into any kind of Pistons talk. What do you think about tomorrow? Give me a score.
Give me 31-24.
Who, Lions?
Yep.
31-24. What makes you so confident, Nick?
Well, I think everyone is going beside us now because we've lost like a lot of games, way more than last year. So I think we're gonna pull out some sort of upset win, like maybe get like a last-second interception or something. But yeah, I think we're gonna somehow pull up an upset win.
Very quickly, give me your pick.
Give me Jameson Williams with 5 receptions, 80 yards, and a touchdown.
J-Mo, 5 receptions, 80 yards, and a
He's
touchdown.
learning because he was doing a lot of 2-touchdown bets, and he's learning to dial it down a little bit.
That's pretty solid. That's pretty solid. Nicholas, thanks a lot. I appreciate you coming in. Who else we got, Tommy, tonight?
Papa Dot.
Papa Dot. Let's talk to Papa Dot.
Papa
my man,
Dot.
Papa Dot. How
What's
are you, my
up?
friend? Can you hear me?
What's going on, my guys?
Oh, nothing's good. Everything is happening tonight.
Nothing. We're so busy.
Talk
We're
to
so
me about the
busy.
Lions. What do you think for tomorrow night's game?
I hate to say it, it's a wrap.
You think so, huh?
Yeah. Remember 2 years ago, they shut us down, the game to go to the Super Bowl.
Yes, I do remember.
Who shut us
That's
down?
like that
When
game
we lost
tomorrow.
right before getting in. We lost the
That's like the
playoff
game tomorrow.
I mean,
If
I
they don't
guess.
start out playing, if they don't start off scoring, it's a wrap.
I could agree with that.
I mean, we got to score tomorrow, and I think you got to score maybe at least 27-30 to beat Dallas.
And I think that they have to start. They have to start. I don't think the Lions team can get behind the 8 ball,
Right.
and then all of a sudden step up with some huge effort in the fourth quarter or something like that. I think they have to have sustained points all the way through the game. Is that what you're looking at, Papa Dot?
Yeah, that's exactly what they got to do. They just got to just come out balling.
Now, if they lose, is it over?
It's over. If
Yeah.
they lose, it's over.
Oh,
Because
you just-
I feel as though when y'all do them interviews with them and talk to the players,
Yeah.
they talk like they don't have confidence.
You're reading that through. You're reading through the lines, and you see that, huh?
Yeah, I've been seeing it for the last 3 weeks. They be like, oh, yeah, well, it was like this, and then we just got to come back. Even when today when y'all was talking to St. Brown, he not for sure if he want to play. He don't even talk like he
Well,
want to play.
hold on. I don't think it's for sure if he wants to play. He's dealing with an ankle injury where he should probably sit out, but he's going to try to play injured and hurt tomorrow. I don't think St. Brown's ever someone I would question if he wants to play.
No, but I think I understand what Papa Dot's saying, because some of the guys are saying all the right things, but the body language and the inflection is not the same where you believe it. Am I correct?
Correct. That's exactly what I'm talking about. They don't sound themselves if they convincing enough to win.
Well, if they get a win tomorrow, will that be enough to convince you?
Yeah.
Okay, all right then.
It's
all right
all
then.
on
team to
tomorrow.
reckon with.
We have been saying it all night, Papa Dot. James and I and
Oh,
Stoney.
hello.
It's all about tomorrow, and you know what? It's all about tomorrow. I know that little girl you got there is ready for tomorrow. Thanks a lot, Papa Dot. We appreciate you coming in.
She looked great for bed.
Look, there's plenty more to go on tonight's edition of the Sports Office. Do I have a break right now?
You
Or
do.
Yes, no?
Yes,
I
you
do
do.
have a break right now. So there'll be plenty more on the other side. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Sports Office. Woody Woodruff and James Paxton alongside each other for tonight. Let's talk quickly about the Pistons and the Red Wings, James, because the Pistons...
I'm going to pick Pistons if you're going to make me choose.
I will. I will let you choose. Go right ahead. Pistons tonight.
Pistons tonight. They're at Milwaukee playing the Bucks. I can't decide if this team has any major flaws because they win in so many different ways. They win a game where they have to score 136. They win a game where they have to score 99, and their defense plays great. Cade looks like a superstar. You got to give me a flaw because I don't think they have
They've
one.
had injuries, and
Injuries,
other guys have stepped up. And in fact, it's that second unit that has just raised everybody's level because now there seems to be an air of no fear on this team. It doesn't matter.
When you have Isaiah Stewart, Ron Holland, and Dennis Jenkins coming off the bench, that's a strong group to come off the bench. It's not that huge of a drop-off as other teams have.
Yeah, Detroit 17-4 right now, and hopefully they can make it 18-4 tonight with a win in Milwaukee against the Bucks.
What do you need to see out of the Red Wings?
Out of the Red Wings, I need to see more. There's so much because it's inconsistent scoring. It's bad goaltending. If you could improve the scoring aspect, then I think I could last with the scoring. I'm sorry, with the goaltending.
But the problem is, the defense doesn't look there, and as much as Mo Sider looks good and Simon Edmondson has games, the defense is not good enough to help a goalie look good right now. I don't think it's all on John Gibson or Cam Talbot when it's 3-on-2s and you're not able to get the puck out of your zone.
Yeah.
I think the defense has just not looked good all year.
Well, I do think that Todd McClellan is trying.
I think Todd's trying. Now, You've seen the one name that's been around the Red Wings all week, right? Trade deadline. Apparently Quinn Hughes may be out of Vancouver.
Really?
Yeah, you put Quinn Hughes. I mean, I would trade multiple first-round picks for Quinn Hughes. I love Quinn Hughes.
That might be something to explore, and that will happen in the coming days. Of course, not much time left in tonight's show. Want to thank everybody for coming in. James, thank you for hanging out. Thanks to Mike Stone for zooming in. Thanks a lot to Nicholas and Papa Dot and Yolanda. And thanks a lot to you guys for checking us out on the Fox Local app. We'll see you next time.
No Sports Office tomorrow.
That's right. None tomorrow, but next time Friday.
Thanks for joining us on another busy night of all things people, power, and politics. This, my friends, is The Pulse. I'm Roop Raj. Ready or not, the political world is about to go into overdrive again. The midterms are right around the corner, and candidates will spend most of 2026 vying for your vote. Once again, all eyes will be right here on Michigan. And there was an election in Tennessee that might give us a look at how the midterms could go. We'll run through some of those results and have political strategist Jason Rowe with us to weigh in on that. Also, SNAP benefits in limbo once again as the Trump administration threatens to withhold them.